First off, I just want to state that I changed names in this story and omitted them entirely when necessary. This happened this morning at about 10 a.m. The backstory: working full-time as a full-time student leaves me with very little time for me under normal circumstances. Classes just ended not long ago and lots of folks have left my university town to go back home for the holidays. I work in a coffee shop, so people going back home means that not only am I catching a break from school right now, but work is usually super slow as well, and this has been beyond beneficial for my mental state. The story: I usually reserve the use of marijuana for times when my UC is flaring or to gain back appetite lost for the same reason, but as I somehow ended up working 9 to 5 Monday Friday this week with the entire weekend off, a nice treat to get 2 off in a row, and me recovering from a mild hangover from last night, I figured I could probably smoke before lunch, play some video, and be useful by the time lunch needs to be made. I roll one, slide the balcony door over, and smoke. This is fine, I tell myself. I deserve this after a long week, some time to myself. I have nothing to do today, so I'm sure being high in the middle of the day won't be an issue. I don't have to see anyone today. After patting myself on the back for a few minutes more than needed, I slide the door shut and huddle up in a blanket on the couch. I was the only one awake in my apartment this morning, and I could hear someone in the hallway. All of a sudden there are 3 hurried knocks at my door, and I bolt up. Oh fuck, did I forget someone was coming to meet me, I think, as I look through the peephole to see a middle-aged man with Homer Simpson hair, transition lenses, and a handful of gold-colored wrapped presents. He's also fucking around on his phone when I look out, and I see the unit directly across the hall is getting Domino's and the driver is standing in their doorway. Not feeling uneasy considering the audience, I open the door. This man greets me and starts to walk in. I stand firm in the doorway, and once he realizes I'm not moving and he's trying to slide past between myself and a lamp which he nearly knocks over, he sticks his hand out. I'm Terry, so I shake his hand back firm while staring him in the eye, still confused. Keep in mind that though I was trying to look tough, I'm a fair-skinned blonde man with cracked lips, in my pajamas, and eyes are definitely red and glossy. I'm her father, he tells me. I thought I remembered our roommate mentioning that her father is a tall black man, and this gentleman was not only white but probably standing at about 5 foot solid. Oh, you're Linda's father? Important that I spoke her name? Let me go let her know you're here. Hold on, and I make my way down the hallway to knock on her bedroom door, next to my fiancé and his shared room. I go and knock and say there's a visitor for her, and by the time I knock he is right behind me, still fucking about with his phone while holding those presents in his hands. Now I have to do the shitty awkward slide by him in my own apartment. I figured I'd leave them be. He seemed beyond excited to be here to visit his daughter, so I make my way back to the living room. Before I can even lay down again, I hear "No, I'm Jane's father" from down the hall. This motherfucker isn't here for my roommate. He's either lost or actively trying to see our apartment. For some reason I bolt right up and make my way down the hallway, half tripping over things since I'm sitting at about an 8 at this point. As I see him going for the doorknob to my bedroom where my sleeping fiancé lie, I got a little loud. Usually not in my character, however. I'm high on my last day off and there's a stranger possessing far too many red flags about to walk in on the love of my life, and told him that he's in the wrong unit. As I tell him this, he must have been dialing on his phone while talking to my roommate, because he pulls his phone to his face and goes, "I'm here, baby," and tries to ignore me. I repeated myself a little louder, and he asks where he is. Unit 14, I'll show you the door, and the pizza guy is still there in the doorway when I send him out, Terry asking his phone which floor she's on. That's when I realize this entire thing happened in about 2 minutes, and pizza guy and I share a look of solidarity as I lock my door. My roommate came out and we chatted about how fucking weird that is. She laughs since I somehow handled it well-ish, from the orbit only medicinal grade marijuana can send you to, and I log into PlayStation to let the story out to one of my mates over a few matches of Overwatch. Here's where it gets interesting. So around 2 p.m. my fiancé wakes up. We both had a long night. I only wound up having a drink or two thanks to my UC and IBS limiting me from going all out, but she went buck wild before bed and was nursing a bad hangover. I was sober by this point and mostly over the whole ordeal, having had a nap since then, and it almost felt like it was a dream. I mention offhand that a man came by, and she says it kind of woke her up. She remembers hearing someone familiar in the apartment. I explain the whole story, and she asks me what he looked like. This could be purely coincidental, but I guess about a month ago while I was at work and she was between classes, a man fitting the description right down to the transition lenses came beating on the door asking to open up. Unfortunately, I forget exactly the details of that encounter and she's sleeping next to me now, so I can't ask, but he seems to keep thinking our unit is someone else's, or he's just trying to get a viewing of our fully furnished unit without the tour guide. Leaves a bad taste in my mouth now thinking about it. First time poster. Not too sure how to sign off, but thanks for taking the time to read this. Mostly just wanted it off of my chest, but Terry, let's not meet again, or you might be getting a better view of our apartment than you'd like.